You've probably heard of polar bears. They're those big, white, fluffy animals that live at the North Pole and occasionally attack humans. But have you ever wondered why polar bears are endangered? Hi, I'm your host, and you're watching this channel. In today's episode, we're going to be answering the question, why are polar bears endangered? There's not one single reason that polar bears are in danger of becoming extinct. Rather, it's a combination of multiple factors that have led them to become endangered species. So let's get started. One of the biggest reasons for the decline in the polar bear population is, of course, global warming. This is because the global climate is changing and the weather is getting warmer. This is causing the ice caps to melt, which means that polar bears are losing their habitat. As you know, polar bears live in the Arctic, so obviously they need ice. Global warming is also causing a reduction in the amount of food that polar bears eat, as well as making it harder for them to hunt. For example, global warming causes less snow, which makes it harder for polar bears to sneak up on seals, their main source of food. It's also been known to cause algae blooms that take away the oxygen in the water, killing off fish that polar bears sometimes eat. Another reason for the decline in polar bear population is pollution. As humans, we pollute the environment by burning fossil fuels, which releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun and prevent it from escaping from the Earth's system, which causes global warming. It's also been found that certain chemicals like polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, tend to accumulate in polar bear fat, and that these chemicals can cause cancer and other health problems. A third reason for the decline in polar bear numbers is overhunting. Polar bears were hunted for their fur and meat, but now it's illegal in most countries. However, some people still hunt them illegally. When the Soviet Union invaded and occupied part of northern Canada during World War II, they left behind thousands of guns and ammunition, which some Inuit people used to hunt polar bears. Also, when an oil company called Arctic Slope Regional Corporation began drilling for oil in the region, more guns were brought in, some of which ended up in the hands of poachers. Between 1974 and 1984, around 500 polar bear skins were legally exported from Canada to Japan, China, and Russia. Although the international market for polar bear parts was banned in 1986, illegal hunting continues. An estimated 100 to 200 polar bears are poached each year, and in 2005, 13 polar bear parts were found in a shipping container in China. The parts included a skin, skull, 2 complete skeletons, an unsexed bear, and an unhatched fetus. 2 men were arrested with the parts, but the buyers were never identified. And even though the skins of polar bears were used to make hats, gloves, and other clothing accessories today, poachers will often sell the skins for as much as $50,000 to buyers who want them as trophies. Another reason for the decline in polar bear numbers is the loss of sea ice. Sea ice is important for polar bears for a number of reasons. First, it provides a platform from which they can hunt seals, their main prey. Second, it provides a place for them to rest and to raise their young. Third, it helps to protect them from predators such as wolves and walruses. Finally, sea ice also helps to regulate the temperature of the ocean, which is important for the survival of polar bears. As the climate gets warmer, the amount of sea ice in the Arctic Ocean has been decreasing. This makes it more difficult for polar bears to hunt, find suitable denning sites, and protect themselves from predators. The last reason we'll discuss today is the low reproductive rate. Female polar bears typically give birth every 3 to 5 years, and only 1 to 3 cubs at a time. This is much lower than other mammals, which can have litters of up to 12. Because of this low reproductive rate, polar bear populations are slow to recover when they are reduced by hunting or environmental changes. So to answer the question, why are polar bears endangered? It's because of a number of factors, including global warming, pollution, overhunting, loss of sea ice, and low reproductive rate. All of these factors have contributed to the decline in polar bear numbers and have led them to be listed as a vulnerable species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. If we are going to save polar bears from extinction, we need to take action on all of these issues. We need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions to slow down global warming. We need to clean up our oceans and get rid of plastic pollution. We need to stop illegal hunting and poaching of polar bears. We need to protect and restore sea ice habitats, and we need to support research and conservation efforts to help polar bears recover. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button below. It really helps us out. And if you want to learn more about polar bears or other animals, click the link in the description below to see more of our videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.